Okay, this is our Mr. Hockey discussion. This is something that we do every year. Mr. Hockey ballots are out right now. We know that they're due in probably at some point next week.
From 18th.
From everybody who received them. So it is still up in the air. What we do know is that the 10 is normally announced, the 10 and the 3, so the 3 goaltenders, are normally announced the week before the tournament nowadays. And so we'll see that coming shortly.
Yeah, we've done this way earlier in late January before.
So we talked to Marty
Miele
about this last year, and so they're pushing it off later. So more people can see the skaters. And so, yes, this was something that I would look at yearly to see when they had released it the year before and guess the week. What we know now is it's going to be at the end of the year.
A little bit later.
And Marty has kind of told us, and if it changes, you'll know, because I'm going to guess Marty would probably tell us that too.
Oh, he for sure would. He for sure would. All right. So before we get rolling on this discussion of, I don't even know what the list is, Danny, 20-plus players that we think we're going to whittle down to a prediction. So every year we predict who the 10 finalists will be. This is merely a prediction of what a panel will choose. Not our votes, not my 7 votes that I submit. Those aren't involved in this. We are simply trying to predict what the other USHL, NHL, coaches, media. It's just this gigantic pot of gold that gets put into this pool, and it's only one vote. You vote the top 7, rank vote, and that's it. It's not like the girls that came out with their semifinalists and then they whittle it down. This is a pretty scientific thing that's worked out. There's been rarely a year where you go, they really screwed that one up. This is the hardest year in our 8 years of this podcast. Not even close. We might get 5 this year in our prediction.
Yeah.
And we've gotten 10 out of 10 before, once. Mm-hmm. And we're usually about 8 out of 10. So if you're wondering what we are like as weather forecasters, I would bet we would get 8 or 7 this year, because it's tough. There are some tough ones.
So let's talk about this a little bit. The ranked choice voting. So each ballot holder gets 7 choices, and it's ranked choice voted. Mm-hmm. That being said, this year more than any other year, votes 5 through 7 are huge. Because we have a pretty good confidence that maybe 1 through 5 are going to be on everybody's ballots. Possibly,
but we all differ on the 1 through 5
and who we think.
Yeah,
and so I think this
and we've had years where there was no question 1 through 5.
And something
Casey Middlestad, Ben Myers, it was pretty darn easy. Those were easy years,
The other thing, and we'll talk about this on the Goaltender Award, the Frank Brisnick Award. The voters only get one person to name.
Yep.
And this year there is Casey Middlestad again. It's Ben Dardis.
Ben Dardis. He is the Casey Middlestad.
And so trying to predict names that aren't Ben Dardis this year is
going to be tricky. I think a lot of the voters will listen to this show simply to find out who else they could maybe vote for, or how they would get done. So, and I've had those calls already from.
There's a unanimous ballot. I mean, what if everyone votes for Dardis? They could not even name 2 more.
So that has happened in the Goaltender Award before. That happened with Zane McIntyre, Zane Gothberg.
He got it like January, didn't he?
And it was just like, here you go.
It's all yours.
We know it's yours, and they gave it to him.
And I think everybody knows that Darty's going to win it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be a big upset if Ben Dardis, and we'll get to this, but let's start with the skaters before we get to the goaltenders.
And again, this is a lifetime achievement award type of thing
for the goaltenders.
Yeah, and not that I'm pumping up our awards or anything, but ours are this year, so it's Player of the Year. It's a little bit different than where I think Ben Dardis. It's kind of a lifetime achievement award. There's no guarantee he's won our award. He rightfully won it, and then last year the goalie McElroy won it from Wayzata because he stood on his head and as an unseeded team won the Bantam AA. He had the better year. And whoever has the better year wins this award, and hopefully we get it right,
So normally Mr. Hockey is determined the 10 might be who won, like lifetime 10.
Yes.
But who usually wins is who had a better season.
Correct.
And so that's something
factor
to remember as well. So points play a factor in some voters because not every voter sees all these 10 that they're or 7 that they're voting
for. Points is so
for.
big, and we're gonna have we're gonna talk about points a lot today.
And
as we predict,
if you hear a weird edit in this, it's because we had to staple the show together.
Yeah,
we
there might be a mistake or two. Yes,
said something. Okay, so keep that in mind. We like all these 20+ players.
Yeah,
that's why they're on this list.
Easy.
But if we say something dumb, because Danny tends to do so,
or Tony, Carl never does for some
never
reason.
does.
Ever.
I don't know
Never
why.
said anything dumb in my life.
Ever. Ever.
So
let's do it. Right?
Okay,
we've put enough disclaimer out there now, right?
Okay, so yeah. I've alphabetized.
No sweep kicking me at the rink this week.
I've alphabetized these by first name, and what I want us to do on this first pass is just say yes or no to this person moving on to the next level of discussion. Okay, so Adam Marshall of Benilde.
Yes.
Tony.
Do I think he's going to get in?
Do you think he's
worth the discussion?
Yes.
Yes, he's in the discussion. Yes, absolutely.
AJ Carl of Centennial forward.
No.
Alex Bump, no for me. Alex Bump for Prior Lake. I think we all agree.
Oh, he's unanimous.
Barrett Hall for Gentry. I think he's a part of the discussion. Damon Gardner for Warroad forward.
Yes.
Drew Fisher forward for Cretin.
It's going to be hard to keep a Cretin kid out of this discussion for how good a season they've had.
I think Fisher, in my opinion, is the Cretin kid this year. Okay,
it gets left out.
No, that's a part of the discussion.
Okay,
so that's in my opinion.
Keep him. Yep.
Okay, we're keeping Fisher. Dylan Godbout of Hill Murray.
Yes.
Easton Young of Grand Rapids.
He has to be in the discussion.
Carl, what are you? Do you want to keep him in the discussion and go from there?
I would say no, but Danny could be the tie-breaking vote.
I'll talk about him some more.
I will bonk you over the head, Carl, on this one.
I'll talk about him some more.
Too tough a schedule and way too many points. You cannot keep him out of the discussion.
Finn Loftus of Blaine.
Team performance not there. No.
Yeah, no.
Okay, and so here's team performance is not there. Here, let me explain why I have Finn Loftus on this list. He's on the midterm scouting report. He's the all-time leading defenseman scorer for Blaine history, too.
And he's got 35 points, which is a lot for a defenseman.
Mm-hmm. Tony's a no. Carl?
But no.
Okay. I'm a no on that one as well. Gavin Lindbergh, Moorhead.
Oh. I'm going to know, but it's tough because he's had a good year.
He's had a really good year. He's got 16 goals, 36 assists. And he feeds Harper Benz real well.
Mm-hmm. I would lean yes, just to keep him in the discussion, but
I'll keep him in the discussion for right now.
Sure.
Hayden Johnson for Little Falls. He's got 64 points.
Sand.
A lot of points, but no.
Love the kid. Good player, too.
Really
He'll
good player.
He'll play hockey after high school. I don't think he's in, though.
Jake Sondriel, Cretin.
Jake, no.
No.
Joey Del Greco, Rapids.
Yes.
Leo Gruba, defenseman, Hill.
100%.
Yes.
Max Nagel, St. Thomas.
God, that's a great one.
He hasn't played a name, Danny.
No.
But here's where this Nagel might get a vote from somebody. Okay?
Nope.
But no. Don't be that person, voter.
Don't be that guy.
He's a great player, hasn't played.
Max Strand Rozo.
Yes.
Zach Sondriel.
I would say yes. If I were to pick my Cretin guy to yes, I would say him and not Fisher.
Carl?
Well, sure, we'll keep him in.
Okay. Spencer Klotz of Northfield.
Haven't seen him play.
He is that good. Let me say a little bit about Spencer before we move on. He's got 24 goals and 47 assists for Northfield, which is impressive. He's one of the all-time leading scorers for the school, if not the leading scorer now. I just don't think enough people have seen him play this year, and I think that's the thing that will take him off of a lot of ballots.
Correct.
Thor Bufflin Rozo.
Yes.
Trey Fetchko Edina.
No.
No.
You don't think he's on anybody's list?
He will be, but I don't think he's going to make the top 10.
The top 10? No.
Okay. He's one of the few we have now taken off 2 of
Division 1 skaters.
Yeah. Division 1 skaters.
Who was the other one?
Nagel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just giving you, there's 2 of 6.
Would Max Nagel been at Mr. Hockey Finalist had he played a full season? Yes. Everybody agrees.
Or
that.
4 games if he's Casey Stomp.
6 games.
6 games.
It was 6.
Okay, my
Could
bad.
have been 8.
It could have been 8. It could
It was
have been
an even number.
Well, how many were played before the voting took
It was
place?
such a low number.
Anyway.
Tristan Sarslin Benild.
Yes.
Yes.
Weston Knox Andover.
Yes.
William Matsky Blake.
No, again, this is the same reason for Loftus.
Yeah, and
It's team performance, not ability.
Zach Sondrel Cretan.
Didn't I already
You
say
already
it?
said him.
Oh, I accidentally deleted Zach and Jake.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do we got? How many got left now, Mr. Spreadsheet?
Yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. We're at 13.
Oh, 13 to
All right.
10?
Not bad.
Not bad. Okay.
Oh. Okay, can we just take
did-
some we put our locks in there and just get them out of the way? Is that how we do it?
Sure. I'll take some locks.
I'll take Alex Bump for
Yep.
100.
I think we can all agree that Alex Bump from Prior Lake still committed right now to Vermont.
Sure.
He's on the
Committed.
he's on the midterm scouting report. He's number 69 on that. He's got 59 points right now. He's the whole package.
Yep.
And he's their team too.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. There's no question.
Okay, somebody else give me a lock.
I think that Damon Gardner's a lock, and
Yep.
I just for the season he's had.
So
And they've never and I call this the Ben Steves. If Ben Steves makes it, Damon Gardner makes it.
And so did Komatsis. There's plenty of precedent.
yeah. And so I remember watching Gardner play this year, and I turned to Carl within like seconds, and I was like, yeah, he's a top 10. He just is. He fits a lot of categories. He's on the midterm scouting. He's 101. He's going to Clarkson. Yeah. 64 points so far this year. Here, I'll say a lock. Thor Bufflin is a lock.
Yep.
He's not on the midterm scouting, but I think that was a miss by midterm scouting. And he's going to St. Cloud State. And he's a very good player.
All right. I like those 3.
Okay. Who else wants to?
I think the kid we interviewed on the show, or will interview on the show later, Joey Del Greco is in.
Okay. Carl, do you agree with that?
I'm starting to lean that way. I would probably have several other players ahead of him on my list, but in terms of what I think is most likely, but
I don't know
probably the 10.
I don't know if he's there.
Not
yet.
a lock?
I don't know if he's a lock yet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He's kind of come on this year with a big senior year. I don't think he was on many people's radars before.
All right. Here's another one that if you didn't lock him, you might not lock this kid either. Max Strand.
I
would lock Max just because of the points he's put up and because he's a legacy name. People know him. That's also,
But his brother wasn't, and he put up better numbers.
Okay.
I don't know what that has to do with it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, legacy name, if you're talking that ilk.
Okay.
So
I think it's going to be hard to keep Max Strand off of this list.
I'll say Max Strand on this one. Okay.
That's 4. I'm going to throw one out at you guys. We had some discussion about this before the show. I think Leo Gruba will be in there just because of his midterm scouting ranking of 100, his points, his ability, his team. Hard to keep, 3 years state champion, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Anyone want to knock on Leo Gruba?
He's 6'2". As well, like he fits a lot of the mold of this award.
I like him a lot. I would pick another Pill player first, but yeah.
Do you think Leo Gruba is a lock? It's a yes or no question.
I don't think he's a lock.
I don't think he's a lock. What about Tristan Sarslin? Anybody want to pick against Tristan Sarslin? So Sarslin was probably one of the front runners of this award coming into.
You had him winning it last year.
Yeah, into the season, and. I don't. Anybody else want to buy Sarslin right now?
Yeah, I will.
Carl?
I want to get 7 or 8, and then I want to have the hard discussion on the last 3.
I think he is a finalist.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So no Gruba, but Sarslin. So now we're at 5.
Adam Marshall.
Give me his points.
Adam Marshall has 19 goals, 18 assists.
Does he lead his team in scoring?
No. Does he?
Is it Stewart?
No.
Don't know.
I would have to double check.
I think it could be maybe McMorrow.
We will look.
Sorry.
I think he does. I'm putting him on my list just because I think he is probably the most pure finisher of the group. I think he's one of the flashiest players, and I think he's one of the most influential.
He definitely dictates terms of the game. There is no question about that.
And yes, he does lead his team in scoring.
Okay, so he does lead his team in scoring. Sorry.
I wasn't sure. And I wasn't being a trick question. I'm like,
no. Sorry. I don't have that.
I've always thought you need to kind of be the best guy in your team to make this list, right?
Yeah.
I
think there's
that. Prove it, right?
I don't know if he's a for sure lock yet.
Okay.
What about Weston Knox?
I have him on my list in my ballot right now.
He's one of the best defensemen, in pure defensemen that I've seen this year.
Yeah, and he'll be playing college hockey.
He's on the midterm scouting. He's 218 right now.
Yep.
Everybody agree that he's a lock?
So many good D. There's so many good D. We haven't even got Easton Young yet. I mean, that's another one. If you're looking at points and potential, it's hard to vote against him too.
Okay, so we got 6 locks right now.
So I have 5. Who did we put in there?
So I got Bump, Gardner, Strand, Bufflin, Sarslin, Knox.
Okay, Weston Knox is your 6. Okay, we have him at 6, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And we have we talked about Godbout yet?
We haven't talked about Godbout. I think he's a lock, to be completely honest, and he's one of the commits in this class, which there aren't many. There's 6. He's committed to a good school in Wisconsin.
Yep.
He's a legacy kid on a very good team. He's a 2020 guy. He's got 22 assists, 22 goals. He's on the midterm scouting at 149.
State champion.
State champion. He's a lot like who was that YSETA kid that said everything was amazing? Captain of North Dakota.
Senden.
Yeah, Mark Senden. He's a lot.
It wasn't Senden, but
Yeah.
He's a lot like him.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 7 guys in. Do you agree with that one, Carl? That he should be a lot?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
All right, so we have 7 in. Godbout, Knox, Sarslin, Strand, Bufflin, Gardner, Bump. Right? That's 7.
That's 7.
So now we have how many more for the last couple spots? I think Easton Young is on there.
Yeah.
I think Barrett Hall is on there. Who else? Give me some other names.
Do you want? Is Drew Fisher a part of this?
Well, yeah. We
okay.
Put him up.
Drew Fisher.
Yep. Okay.
Easton Young.
That's
Gavin
10.
Lindbergh.
Lindy. Yep.
Del Greco.
This is fun. Then you just look at him and go, okay, who am I going to move over, right?
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be one more.
Marshall.
All right. And then, is Barrett Hall? Yeah, he was on there.
Yep.
All right. Is that it?
So
That should be 13.
Marshall, Hall, Fisher.
And I had Sondriel on here, but
yeah,
I don't think either Fisher or Sondriel are going to make it.
yeah,
No.
It's an either
I agree.
or and nor.
Yeah, they could Blake Perbix somebody out of here, though.
Yeah.
They keep both
Creighton's
of
just
them.
a team with, they have a lot of good players, but no one who's like clear top 10. I don't think either one is.
Right? If you're a coach, it's pretty nice. You have to cater. There's no catering. All right.
Okay, so
I'm going to make my play right now. Ooh, God, it's going to be hard to keep Easton Young off of this list. It really is. But the one I would do, I would go Barrett Hall, Joey Del Greco, Adam Marshall. I'm throwing it out there.
I'm going to take Barrett Hall here because I think scouts are watching Barrett Hall play.
Oh, yeah.
And Barrett has points aren't as big of a factor in Barrett for this year. 23 goals, 22 assists, but he was on a great team last year.
State champion.
And he was a great player on that team last year as well.
Yes.
I think Barrett Hall makes it, is my opinion.
Again, so now these are not Tony, Danny, Carl's picks or they're on their ballot. These are Tony, Carl, Danny's thinks who's going to get picked.
Yeah, and it really stems from that I think that people are watching Barrett play hockey right now.
Right.
Okay.
Carl?
Pause.
Yeah.
Should Gruba be on this list?
Oh.
Gruba should be on this list.
Oh, yeah.
Group is the other one.
Yep.
Sorry. Thank
so
you.
we had 14.
Yeah, sorry.
13. Thank you.
Yeah.
Danny can't count.
Boy,
No.
that would have been ugly.
No. Actually, it was because I forgot a bold
I was
Matt
thinking this is
Strand.
going to be super easy. Now it's hard.
Now
I got 4 for 3.
Hall. Oh.
Hall, Del Greco, Marshall, Gruba for me for 3. I got to take 3 out of those 4. That's why this is so hard.
I'm pretty insistent on Marshall from that list, personally.
Okay. You're insistent that he's going to make it, or you insistent he deserves to be on there? There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
you can see what's happening here. It's happening with the voters too.
Yeah, this is where it gets.
They start. The voter has a tug of war going on, and they only have 7 choices.
And this is what makes these last picks really hard because they're going to be some of the 5, 6, 7s.
Yep, agreed. Okay. So Marshall, how about Gruba?
I think Gruba.
Talk about legacies.
Gruba had a great elite
Division I player.
Great elite league.
Player.
Those are the 2 I would take. Then I would have a debate between
Hall
final
and Del Greco. You're saying Marshall and Gruba,
really.
and a debate between Hall and Del Greco. Okay, so now once you have the debate, then I can throw my Easton Young argument at you guys.
Can we throw some other people off now? Can we?
Well, we kind of have.
So Fisher's off.
Fisher and Lindbergh, and I think Young.
Lindbergh,
I think Young is still in the discussion as well. And when I start to read you Easton Young's numbers, you're just going to go,
I'll give them to you right now. It's
okay, go ahead.
10 goals and 33 assists.
43 points.
Yeah.
And they play a tough schedule.
Yeah. And he got a dirty goal, like a really gritty goal against St. Thomas. Went in there and just stuffed it in, too.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal defenseman. He's putting big points, but is he even the best defenseman on that team? Is Brent Morquay right there too?
I think yes, that's true.
Yeah.
They have a really good blue line, and that's why I think they could go to state.
Yeah,
I agree. But for Mr. Hockey, I'm just Rapids for me is a lot like Cretin.
Yeah, but his points,
really, really good players who are close, but not. Yeah. I don't see an easy way to elevate one of them and say this guy deserves to be a finalist, the other 2 don't.
I thought
his points are amazing. That's an amazing number of points for a D.
I specifically drove up to Rapids on Friday to lay eyes on these for this show, and I thought that Del Greco was the player on this team.
Okay, and not Young.
And not Young.
Okay, I'm okay with Del Greco.
Okay, so who do we have?
So we're going to go Del Greco, Marshall, Gruba, and leave out Hall and Young, or who do we bump Hall for?
Marshall, Del Greco.
Well, we're going to literally have
Oh,
Greco-Roman wrestling here. Let's just make it easy. Let's go back. Out of these 5, right? Out of these 5, I don't think we can get a consensus on Young.
No.
Okay. Can we get a consensus? Let's just see if we can get a consensus on any of these 5, and then we just keep going down, and then we'll just have to arm wrestle for the last one or two. Okay. We can't get a consensus on Young. We can't get a consensus on Hall.
no.
Can we get a consensus on Del Greco? Carl?
I think so.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah, he's probably the last on the list for me, but yeah, he would be my 10th. But
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So how about Marshall?
Yes.
I think he's going to get in.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think he.
We're going to have a lot of doubles here, right?
Yeah, because of the strand. The strand thing is the weird factor right now.
Yep. So we're going Marshall.
Yep.
Okay. So we got Del Greco. Marshall is 2. How about Gruba?
Yes.
See, for me,
I'm a yes.
this is where I think that, in my personal opinion, that Max Strand gets bounced for one of these that we're arguing about.
It could happen. You're right.
And that's more of a likelihood than Gruba and Marshall not being on this list.
Okay. I think Gruba's going to make it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So Gruba, Marshall, Del Greco, out, Young, and Hall.
Hard to leave Barrett Hall out, but
really hard.
And that's where the Max Strand is my first one out there.
He's just too many points on too good a team.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Just way too impressive of a team.
I'm okay with our 10 right now.
Okay.
So let me read it, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Alex Bump, Damon Gardner, Thor Bufflin, Max Strand, Tristan Sarlin, Weston Knox, Dylan Godbout, Joey Del Greco, Adam Marshall, Tony Gruba, Leo Gruba. His dad's Tony. Sorry.
Tony Zozel.
Yeah. Sorry.
I have dreamed of this.
No, it's Tony Gruba, not
Still
Tony
got some
Zozel.
eligibility here.
No.
Are you gray shirting? Do you have a
his
GED?
dad's name is Tony Gruba. He played at St. Cloud.
Okay. Do we want to whittle this down to who we think's going to be number 1?
Oh, yeah. I already know that. Alex Bump's going to win this. Alex Bump is going to win this. If you're a USHL scout,
You like
he's
Alex Bump.
seen what he did in the USHL.
Yeah, he's
right?
got 6 goals, 5
If you're a
assists
member of
in
the
11
media,
games.
you watched Hockey Day and you've seen him play. It's an impressive. He's a statue out there. I mean, he's sculpted from clay. I mean, he's a Adonis, that guy, right? Great body, great game, great skill, great everything. He
This
checks
is the
all
portion
the
that we're going to edit out.
Yeah, right. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. Wow.
I believe he will win, yeah.
I believe he will win.
I'll buy that.
I'm
Are you
not
going to edit that out?
No, I'm not there yet.
Okay, mister. We have 2. We don't have to predict this.
No.
Okay, Carl and I predict he's going to win. Who do you predict is going to win?
We're not asking who
Danny?
you're going to vote for. We're asking who's going to win.
Who's going to win?
Okay.
7 days for someone to unseat him right now. 7 days. 6 days.
Yeah, it's truly hard just based on who's voting for the award and what people have seen out of him.
Show me someone who's got a higher midterm ranking, who's delivered on a statewide stage like he did with Hockey Day. Look at his points. His teams. The team is after their first 8 games, they've been outstanding the last 15. So he's gotten better as the season goes on. This is our Mr. Hockey winner.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter the team that he's playing on, too.
No.
We've seen that with Nate Day.
Wow, they're not that bad.
No.
20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Are any of the people who voted then still voting?
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Well,
right.
Jerry, but no.
So I think we have our 10, and we have 2 of us agree on a winner. If you can't agree with him being the winner, Mr. Winner, who is going to win?
That's where I don't know yet. But I don't.
Oh, well, that's
That's
what
not
this
an
show is
answer.
about. That's not what the show is about.
I know.
If it ended today, who would you vote for? If it came down to a semifinalist and you had to pick one, who would your vote be? Who's going to win?
Sure, bump.
Oh,
Ben.
so you agree with us? Finally, took us like 4 minutes of programming.
yeah.
Thanks a lot for
Painful.
wasting everyone's time. So we all agree that we think these 10 will be finalists, and we think that Alex Bump will win it. I wonder if we had this discussion in 2020. Did we have this discussion where we actually picked who would win? Because I think the last 2 years it's been really close.
Yeah.
With Biondi and Gleason and Kukkonen.
Yeah.
I think we said that Gleason was going to win.
We did. We definitely said Gleason was. I don't.
Yeah.
We definitely thought that it was either going to be Kooks or
Peart.
Or even Hallam, too.
Yeah.
Danny thought it was
Well, the reason I thought I agreed with the Hallam take is because of where he was drafted in the third round. It turned out Peart was drafted higher.
Yeah.
And Kukkonen was drafted lower. Just by one. Yep. I mean, it's like tick, tick, tick,
Yeah.
So, interesting. Very interesting how that all works out, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I
Goalies?
see your spinning wheels.
Yes.
Okay, goalies.
Ben Dardis. And this session is over.
So
Games of the past.
Games of the past.
Well, as we said, there's only one vote on each ballot for goaltenders, and so that's where it gets really. It's hard to predict 2 and 3 this year.
I feel decent about 2.
I think Marco Bellic is 2. So
absolutely.
Yep.
So let's say
look at some other choices.
So I'm going to say some stats here. For Ben Dardis. So Ben is a 937 and save percentage and a 2.28 with 47 goals against and 741 shots against.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we should note, there are a couple of people on this spreadsheet that is the highest save percentage, and that is by far the most shots.
Yeah, almost by 200 type of thing.
Yeah.
So this is how good Ben Dardis is.
Yeah, but the guy who's doing shots at St. Croix's got blisters. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. And I love Ben Dardis, and I will vote for him for this, but I think those numbers are a bit inflated.
Even if he had a 925, I still think
he wins it no matter what.
No matter what.
Everybody remembers they replay the tapes of his sophomore year, and they can't stop replaying that tape.
Exactly. Marco Bellic for Cretan. So he's got a goals against of 165 and a save percentage of 935. I really think a goals against also plays into defense at this level.
And
schedule.
But the 935 is truly impressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Give me some more. Give me the Lakeville South kid.
He's a junior.
He's a junior.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he's a senior.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Jack Fuller of Centennial.
Yep.
So he's got a 925 save percentage, 1.90 goals against. Thing about Jack Fuller is even in the Andover loss that I saw, in the Maple Grove loss that I saw, he stood on his head. This weekend up in Roseau, he had 40-some shots against him.
And gave up 4.
But still, 40 against Roseau is quality.
It's impressive.
Bryce Hess of Holy Angels, he's got a 916 save percentage.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, and a goals against of 1.96, 19 wins and 3 losses and 1 tie.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, it's by far the softest schedule you're going to read here, but still very, very good.
There's not a lot of senior goaltenders this year, is something also to note, and one of them's no longer playing hockey.
Yep. He would have been in there.
Yes.
Yep. No question.
Oops.
And then Austin Bronze of Andover.
Ooh, he's good.
He is very good.
Really good.
The save percentage of 925, goals against of 1.79.
That's really good.
He's had a great season. He's really important to this team. Who do you guys think are 2 and 3?
Bellock's 2.
Yeah.
2.
I think Fuller has been the better, the next best goaltender in my opinion that I've
needed
seen.
to do more than Bronze. I think he is more important to his team's success than Bronze is.
Bronze is a 1-year starter.
It's funny though, like this all when we do this predicting, it all comes down to household names. Both goalies are not household names.
No.
They haven't had that moment on TV. They haven't had a moment. So it's going to be hard to get to that.
Yeah, because Bronze didn't play last year.
Right.
And so he was not in the state tournament.
Right. So
I happen to think that Fuller is the better of the goaltenders, and he was impressive in the Andover loss. It's hard. This the third goaltender in this is a mystery.
Right. Last year's was a mystery.
Yeah, Alex
kid.
Timmons was a mystery.
I was like, where'd that come from?
And that was purely people looking at stats. He's a great goaltender, but his stats were unreal.
Yeah, they were ballooned.
Last year, his stats, I didn't even have him on my list. It was like...
So we got fooled.
Yeah, we got fooled. He was...
And we could get fooled again this year.
Yeah, 948, I think.
Some kid from Thief River, or somewhere where we haven't really seen, or they just.
Yeah.
We don't get to every level. We don't get to every game. Just that one was a bit of a shock, though.
That's the hard part about this. With only one ballot, so whoever doesn't vote for Ben Dardis, if that person gets 3 votes,
they might get in.
They might get in.
They could get in with 3 votes.
That's how.
Yeah. And they get a free chicken dinner out of it,
Yes.
They do.
Yes, get a free lunch.
Plaque,
Little plaque.
Little certificate.
Yes.
Picture taken.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a definite shoe-in. Is that the word?
Yeah.
He's a shoe-in to win.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah. So, that's our Mr. Hockey discussion.
What a fun segment. We didn't have to edit anything out, I don't think.
No.
That I'm aware of.
Just the Adonis comments.
Not yet.
Hey, the Adonis. Well, he is. He is the perfect. He is the statue. He's the one how you would build a statue.
Here we go again.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, let's jump into games of the past.